Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we are working on day 25 of my December daily. If you recall in my last video, I wanted to use this pocket card, so I got out my 4x4, or it's a 3x4, 4-picture page protector, and I put that card in there, but I am actually going to use the other side for my journaling. So we are working on day 25. And I am going to try to fit all of my pictures in this page protector. And then over here on day 24, I am doing a kind of filler page just of what we were doing at home. And then on the 25th, we went over to my in-laws. And I really don't have too many photos for that, but I think I can include a flip-flap to fit even more. Let's go ahead and start on that filler page. So I just have the back of page 24, and I have the process video of that in the playlist already, and I just added my photos, so you'll see that in the flip through. But what I am thinking for this page is I was sending last minute Christmas cards. I wasn't mailing them. I walked them over to our neighbors. I didn't do any Christmas cards for anybody this year, but our neighbors are so sweet, and I have a stash full of Christmas cards. So I thought, let's hurry up and make some and just run them over to the neighbors quick. And then I took pictures of the cards that I was sending, which I thought was kind of fun. So I created this little envelope to tuck all those little tiny photos in. This envelope is roughly 3 inches, I want to say. Yep, it is 3 inches long. So these photos are super tiny, and I just stuck them in there. I can pull them out if I want, but I don't know that I'll actually go into the page protector and do that. So I printed my photo at 4x4, and then I trimmed it down a little bit. And then I thought I could bring in more of that red down below here and just kind of have a fun little simple, this is what I did this day. I won't have a number on this one since it is a filler page, but I do think I need something going across here, and all of my numbers are that silver embossing, so maybe some silver glitter paper to go across there. I had this little scrap in my stash of that glitter paper, so that is going to go right along there. And I think that is nice and simple, and it shows what I was doing that day. I got these 2 pieces adhered, or my photo and all of the photo mats. I have that double matted. To adhere the silver, I'm just going to run a super fine line of glue down here. The precision tip of this Barely Art glue works perfect for applications like this. And then we'll go ahead and tack that down. So now this page really coordinates with our other pages because of that silver. And then we can go ahead and adhere this down. It's funny, I actually had no clue that my husband took this picture. So he sent it to me to Scrapbook, of course. And I'm like, I didn't even know he took it. I wasn't posing, nothing. I was just writing out the Christmas cards. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of journaling maybe down here, or I could add my journaling. Maybe I can do some more embellishing up top there. I actually do think I'm going to bring in that ornament, and this bow was cut on the other side of the red, the real red paper, so it brings in some of that lighter shade. So we'll go ahead and put that ornament here, and then I have a silver paint pen that I can draw the line with. I thought I'd show you how I make my envelopes for my layouts. You've seen them on a few of my 12x12s too, I'm sure. Here I just have a square. This one is a 4x4 inch square. And a lot of times you'll only see a little bit of the inside. So if I fold it this way, you're going to see mostly trees, not this scene here. I think I'm going to do mostly the tree showing. I could even add white cardstock to the other side so that the inside of my card is is just white. I like to make sure that I'm getting this center. Is we could go this route and line up the point here and then the point here. And we're at about 5 3/4. And then bring this into the center. Bring that point in. And then we can use our bone folder or a scraper to get that flat. And then same with this side. We can line up all 3 of these points. And then just make sure that this point is lined up with that one. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And then we are going to bring up this. And I like to go beyond where these are met up. So you can line up these sides here pretty easy. Okay, and then I like to cut this off and make it flat. So if you bring in, let me zoom out a little bit here so you can see better. So if you line up this straight edge, you can just trim off a small amount here. Okay. So now we just need to bring this flap down, but I like to round that corner to just help it look more like an envelope in my opinion. And then to get that straight, I'm going to bring in this, and I am going to line up the 2 corners. Crease that, and then that folds over. I like to add my adhesive just on these sides here. So right along there and right along here. And then when you fold that over, it only sticks to those sides. Okay, and then I like to keep it open so that I can tuck stuff in here and put it on my layout. If you wanted to close it and have it like interactive on your layout, that would work too. And if you don't want to see all this pattern because it's a lot going on visually, you can take just a scrap piece of white and tuck it in here and maybe cut around it. You could cut around here. This layout came together so easily. I will add my journaling right down here and we are good to go with that one. Let's start on day 25 then. I'm going to set aside the page protector so that you guys can see without the reflections. So I have the pocket card we're going to use. I have 3 photos. I did a collage of smaller photos. Those are gonna go down here. And then I have another 3x4 pocket card there and another group shot there. I didn't even have to ask for this one. My husband's grandmother asked for a family photo, so I got that photo as a scrapbooker. You're always the one asking everybody to pose, but I didn't have to this time. Okay, so I have these pieces here. They're scrap pieces. So I thought since we spent the day with them, we opened gifts with them, I thought that would be a good paper to use. And then originally I was thinking of having my number up here so that I could put more pictures over here. But since I can fit 3 in a flip flap, I could do all of these together in that flip flap. And then I could move this number down here to help fill this spot and do some more embellishing. Instead of just filling it with pictures, it'd be nice to have an embellishment area. And then I cut some more of that glitter paper. Out of scraps, I did that. So I need to line these 2 up and trim a little off, but I think that'll work good. And I could even bring my number down so that it kind of covers where they're meeting. And then I still have a ton of embellishments in my vegetable tray. So I could bring in more presents to go around. I could bring in some lights. I have these green lights that could go across, and then I could even bring in the light green or even silver, but I do have the silver here, so I don't know that I need the silver up there. That would look good. And then let's get these pieces down because they're moving on me. Okay, that's put together. Let's cut off some of these ornaments here, or these lights, and do a pattern of lights on this. Okay, and you've seen me do this before, but I'm just going to use my wax pencil, some Bearly art glue, and tack these on. All right, the lights are on. Maybe put this here. Let's try if we cut off the end there. Yeah, that fills in a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll get this in my page protector and add that flip flap. And that came together so easily. I'll do my journaling here and it'll go into my book next to this one. So it brings that red over. Document those photos, even if they're not photo-worthy moments. Make sure to leave room for your journaling. I think that is very important. And until next time, live a life worth scrapping. Bye, guys.